Let me share something real with you. This week, I went to the doctor to pick up my weight loss medication. I stepped on the scale and it was up 1.5 pounds. And my first reaction, I said, dang, not dramatic, not a meltdown, just dang. And if you've ever worked hard, been intentional, lifted weights, watched what you ate, and then the scale goes up, you know that feeling. Hey, I'm Dr. Kisha Pickford, a nurse practitioner and a holistic nutrition weight loss coach. And welcome to Weight Talk Thursdays, where we talk about weight loss after 40 in a way that protects your metabolism and your mindset and your peace. And we keep it heart-centered, hormone-friendly, and real life approved. Today, we're talking about what really happens in your mind when the scale goes up and how not to spiral when you see the number move. Now, let me be honest. My fear level wasn't on 10. It was maybe a 2 or 3, but the fear was still there. And I know exactly where it came from. I used to be right at 400 pounds just a few years ago. So when I see the numbers move up on the scale, even a little, there's a whisper that says to me, what if this is the beginning of gaining my weight back? I was not being logical and I wasn't being dramatic, but it was my memory that was causing my fear to rise. Because when you've lived in a larger body for so many years, the scale doesn't just represent weight. It represents identity. And for a lot of women, that whisper of fear can quickly turn into action, negative action. Negative action such as we begin to restrict harder, we double workouts, we skip meals, we begin to panic eat, and we begin to tighten everything. And here's the danger. When fear leads, the body interprets that as stress. And as we all have heard, stress raises cortisol. And cortisol increases water retention, and cortisol also slows fat release. So the very panic we engage in can make the scale fluctuate even more. But here's what I had to quickly remind myself. I have been intentional with my weight loss journey this week. I've been lifting weights with my movement routines, and lifting causes muscle to build and repair, and muscle repair causes temporary inflammation, and inflammation holds water. And furthermore, when I was weighed at the doctor's office, I had on heavier clothes. I didn't have time to use the bathroom before weighing, and it was a different time of day than what I usually weigh. And when I paused and I considered all of those factors, 1 to 1.5 pounds, well, that was physiological noise, because the scale measures total mass, and this particular scale did not measure or break down muscle gain, fat percentage, hormonal shifts, inflammation, or progress consistency. And here's the real growth moment for me. I said out loud, and I felt that dang, and then I regulated. I didn't begin to restrict myself. I didn't spiral. I didn't shame myself. Instead, I reminded myself I am not the woman I used to be. and a single number does not erase years of transformation. So here's the question I want you to consider if this ever happens to you. What if the real victory isn't keeping the scale perfectly steady, but staying calm when it moves? Because sustainability is not about never fluctuating. It's about not letting fluctuation control your nervous system. So with this experience in mind, I have an assignment for you this week. If you step on the scale and the number is up, don't react for 24 hours. And do not restrict, do not double your workouts, do not panic and make decisions. Just gather context and information. Ask yourself, did I lift weights? Am I retaining water? Is this a different time of day? Is this hormonal? And I want you to remember, one number on the scale is not a trend. Trends require time to assess, and give your body that 48 or maybe 72 hours before you assign a meaning to what you may have experienced. And this is exactly why I wrote The Wait is Over, because weight loss is not just about fat loss. It's about emotional regulation and identity shifts. And also, inside my Fresh Start Holistic Weight Loss Coaching Program, we work on this part too: the mindset, the nervous system, and the sustainability, not just the scale, with or without your medication. Both of these offers can be found at amplehealthandwellness.com, or you can click the links in the program's description. So, if you've ever seen the scale go up and said or felt that little dang deep down inside, type the word regulated in the comments. If you've choosing calm over panic when fear creeps in. Because the real win is not perfection, it's progress without panic. Well, that's all for today. Thank you for listening and spending time with me. Until we meet here again, remember, your health is not a secret. It's your story. So own it. Bye for now.